So in December, yeah, that was my 21st birthday, December 20th, okay? Now, a lot of people, including my family and close peers, are asking me, Rob, why is your license still facing this way? And my only answer to that is, what am I made of money? It costs money to update that, don't you know it? Two, the new Florida license, I'm kind of on the fence about it. And three, that mustache was a commitment. I mean, I did 6 weeks of this show with a really cheesy looking mustache. Hence the montage that is playing over my voice right now. I mean, could be worse. When I update my license to the horizontal, could be worse. I could take the picture with a soul patch. And then it's the Rob Rodriguez show with a guitar handy and a harmonica, because we'll be doing the blues every week. You're watching the Rob Rodriguez show, the only show on the market that has very little interest. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, apologies, I was not here the first week of April, okay? I'm barely here on Friday the 13th, because, you know, it's kind of tradition that we bring it up every time it's Friday the 13th, even if we're wrong, even if it's Saturday the 14th or Sunday the 17th. But you know what? I have a new job. I'm a production assistant at a local CBS affiliate, so a news station. So apologies in advance if I start talking like a news anchor rather than the dry comedian you've gotten to know over the last 3.5 years. My condolences. Alright, so we talked about this on the show before. Well, let me rephrase that. We haven't talked about this in this format, but we talked about it technically on the show before. Way back in October 2014. Let's take a look. One thing I never got, but I know because I'm talking about it's going to be frowned upon, is, you know, these fads that go around in novels, books, and TV. They're a little thing called fiction, you know. Like, we got superheroes, we got vampire love stories, we got werewolves interfering with the vampire love stories. Great way to keep it vague, you high school senior who had no friends. And the friends you did have, we're grateful that we had a little circle, aren't we, Rob? So yeah, anything on TV makes you have this idea that this must be what this field is all about. I mean, sure, it's a drama with very high ratings, but hey, if you can kill a man and still keep your badge, that's great television. Speaking of authenticity and accuracy, like the show Criminal Minds, everybody's asking, like, fans of the show always ask, how real is this show? Now, I tuned into season 10 for reasons, okay? Maybe somebody joined the team and then left because of a real-life situation that they wrote into the show without doing an ALS Ice Bucket Challenge first. Okay, so with what I did see, you question, how real, how authentic is this show, Criminal Minds? Or anything in the crime drama on CBS or NBC. But we're using Criminal Minds as a reference here. Now, you might notice they use an aircraft to travel where they need to go. Now, their team, the BAU, please correct me if I'm wrong, if that's the Behavioral Something Unit, FBI. They take this aircraft to all their places. But apparently, in reality, it costs millions of dollars to man an aircraft back and forth. And some places are like 3 hours away from their headquarters. So I think just because they have a full-time job and they're seasoned, they're, you know, taking advantage of the necessities and the luxuries it is to be holding a badge. Who knows? An example of this doesn't happen in real life is True TV notably has a lot of pawn shop shows where people are trying to sell things at pawn shops. And, you know, they always try to ask for more money than the rust a bucket is piece of garbage is worth, okay? They say, I want this for $1,000. Then the guy at the counter will say, I'll tell you what, I gotta bring my buddy in. Maybe he can give us the gist of how much this is worth. Or, if it's jewelry, so how much do you want for this? I'll tell you what, this isn't worth the paper it's printed on. I'll give you $100. No, I've been to a pawn shop, and I was ready to, and I quote, go all Alexander Hamilton, beg, borrow, and barter anything that I was given to them. I gave them a TV, and I only got $25 for it. Last time I send something as is, because, you know, fingerprints. In my defense, I thought the thing was a touch screen, and I never cleaned it up. Shame. Service providers, you know, cell phone companies, they have commercials, right? Like, how many of you saw Lily from AT&T or, I don't know, these Boost Mobile guys, like, maybe they're a couple, maybe they're like Fred and Daphne. You could use a switch. Yeah, first off, Boost Mobile and Metro PCS. I'm on the fence about you. But yes, and then you walk into one of those stores, you expect to see one of these spokespeople. Yeah, you see them all right. You either see a doppelganger or them on a poster on the window. If you see Flo on the street, Progressive, if you see Flo walking around, it's not Flo, she's going to be like, why is this guy talking to me? I can't give you insurance. What do you want? Some quote? I'm just an actress. An actress who hasn't done anything in a long time, and this is all I live for. Progressive commercials. You know how many white clothes that I have to go through that have to be washed per commercial? First world problems, especially in the TV industry. So I guess where I leave you in this topic train, if you will. I'm borrowing that. I'll give it back to you after the episode. Elvis Duran in the morning. Just remember, you always need to check your work for accuracy, authenticity. Always include references if you can. Because nobody likes a sloppy Joe when they ordered meatloaf. Catch my drift here? I'm gonna need a minute. Alright, so okay, let me tell you a little story. I was bored one day, okay? Earlier in the week, I had a lot of free time. So, I took my remote control for the TV, of course. You know, what else can a remote control be for? A fan? Yeah, we got a remote control. Okay, so I turned it on. And then you know what? You know what I did? I was so bored. I just played any channel. And then I remembered. These are the good old days. You could just watch anything partially or not watch it at all. Like, how did I train my brain to not want to watch anything unless I saw every episode? That's a little ridiculous. I mean, I'm not much of a binge watcher anymore. Even when I was a binge watcher, I was horrible at it, trust me. I mean, seriously, the only series I finished was How I Met Your Mother and Reba. And then I have some binges from 2 years ago that I'm still working on. Second to last season. I know, first world problem because you have no time for either show. And then occasionally you'll watch it again. It's crazy, I know. But, you know, as I was watching random episodes of any show, any rerun, anything going on, I was like, so this is why streaming and box sets exist. Because if you're a fan of a show, you want to see more. And then some of you want to see every episode because you're a fanboy or a fangirl. Or a fan human being. Yeah, we're including everybody because we are equal as people on the Rob Rodriguez Show. Coming from a guy who wears the same 7 shirts every time an episode airs. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, these exist because people want... These exist because people are fans of shows and they want to watch everything that has to do with this show. And occasionally, follow one person from the series. And that's what it's all about. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when somebody wins the lottery, they want to do a trip to Las Vegas, but they were sick that week, so they bought a boat instead. Alright, this week's list is titled 5 Rejected TV Series Follow-Ups. Okay, so these are somewhat popular shows. And then these are the titles that probably wouldn't work out at all. Again, the possibility list is completely made up. We've been doing this since 2015. I think you would get it by now if you've been following the show for a while. Okay? I'm good. Number 5, Dog Meets World. Number 4, Pretty Little Liars. Number 3, The Challenge, Alcatraz. Number 2, Melrose Avenue 90048. And number 1, rejected TV series follow-ups, Host Whisperer. Yep, just imagine Jennifer Love Hewitt reprises her role as Melinda Gordon, and instead of taking ghosts to the beyond, she takes hosts like me who were quote-unquote obsessed and bring them back to reality. Well, that is the possibility list for you this week. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. Well, if this came out on Friday, hope you're safe this Friday the 13th, but if we somehow flaked and it's Saturday, at least an episode aired, okay? So, please check out the second channel. A lot of stuff is happening there. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook needs more love. Wow, really bad timing. But, okay. So you know what I mean. Just try to follow anywhere you go. Whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Haven't quoted a song in a while. That's like 18-year-old Rob. Well, anyway, see ya.